industry or the current market standard. So the first and foremost thing, whenever we will Google it, whether you do ask your friend, whatever you will gonna say, you will get to understand the first programming language or the leading programming language in the current market is nothing but your Python. The correct? Am I correct? If you Google it, you will get Python. If you go to YouTube, you will get Python. Everywhere you will get to Python. Now you will understand why the Python is such a fast programming language, or why Python is the everyone's favorite. Okay. Before proceeding to the Python introduction, let me introduce myself. This is Anwes. I have been around 10 years of IT experience. Currently working as a cloud data engineer. I think data engineering is all totally a different topic. What is data engineering basically? But in my day-to-day working life or day-to-day working industry, I used to use Python as a programming language. So whenever we are doing data engineering part on all these things, I will discuss. Maybe I'll give in a 5 minutes of overview what is data engineering and where Python resides in the data engineering field, or where Python resides in throughout the IT industries. Correct? Okay, before proceeding to that, I'll take you guys are much or less aware of a IT industry standard. Okay, so what is a IT industry and how is the IT industry gonna help you? Okay, let me share my screen, guys. Can you able to share my screen?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So whenever we'll talk about a IT industry, there are three things always comes into your mind. So what are the three things always comes to your mind? The first and foremost thing you require inside a IT industry, a programming language. What is that? You require a programming language. Okay, I need this is as a programming language. Then you require a which one? You require a database knowledge. Okay. Then you require a something called as scripting language. There are three things. At least you require to exist in a IT field, or you will require to get a high salary. What is the first thing? The first thing is required. You require understanding of a programming language. What are the different programming language you guys know?
Java, JavaScript, C++, Go,
Okay.
Python,
Okay. Perfect. C, I'll take C, Java,
JavaScript.
okay, JS, okay, and maybe there are n number of
Lot of.
programming language. Okay, R, someone will say Scala, someone will say Python, okay, let me write, there are n number of programming languages. Okay, any database you are aware of? Any database? DB,
SQL and
okay,
Oracle.
yeah. SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, Sybase, DB2, n number of there. Correct?
Yeah.
Let me write Oracle. Oracle. Any scripting language you know?
Mm, Ruby or Linux,
Yeah, you can say Linux or Unix. Okay.
Unix,
Ruby, perfect. R is a scripting language. Python is
Python.
also nowadays also Python is used as a scripting language, even if now it's Windows PowerShell scripting, correct? So
Yeah.
these are the four different at least basic entity you require to survive in a IT industry. Okay. So inside our curriculum, we're gonna cover these three things as a basic concept. Okay. So I'll give you programming language. Now you'll understand why Python and what is the most usable feature of Python. Okay. But we'll understand here as a Python. In database, we're gonna cover kind of a Oracle and some Unix command. I'll help you. So these three things you need to cover at least to start or kick started working. Now, let's say for example, now people are saying, okay, I'm working as a data scientist, I'm working as a data engineering, I'm working as a data analyst. So any job role take, if it is a IT universe, take any job role, you will require at least one of the three. At least one of the three, not at least two of the three basic requirement to survive. That's what I say. To survive in IT industry, we require. Okay. Now we'll come into one more topic. Why Python? So now someone is saying that okay, there is C, there is Java, there is JavaScript, there is Python, there is Scala, there is a number of programs. .NET is also there. Then why Python? So basically, a programming language. You know how many types of programming language there in the market? A programming language basically is classified into two types. What are the two types? One is object oriented programming, that is called as OOPS, OOPS language, and another is a functional oriented programming language. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is a object oriented programming language? Tell me. I'm not saying, I'm just giving you a
Java.
hand. Yeah,
Java is
Java
object
is a
oriented.
object-oriented. C, the basic programming
C.
language is C and C++. The C and C++ actually introduce the concept of object-oriented programming language. Okay, what is a object-oriented programming language and all these things we're gonna discuss. I'm just giving you a heads up idea. Okay, if you'll see C, C++, there is some commonness or Java. What is that? Class, inheritance, maybe polymorphism, inheritance. There are a lot of concepts. Okay, what is object and all these things. What is a functional programming language? There might be some, or the basic entity is a function. So what is a function? That we're gonna say. Okay, what in functional programming language, there are n number of predefined functions already existed in your library, in your or in your I can say there are already some predefined functions are already there. Let's say, for example, I will say the difference between in a layman language, what is a object oriented and what is a program functional. Say, let's say, for example, I'll ask you to make maybe one food item, or I'll ask you to make idli. So what you can go uh, put your rice, then you can put your urad dal, you will paste it, you will make a batter, and you will then prepare idli, correct? But nowadays, there are ready-made delivery are there. MTR batter is already available, correct? In the DMart or Reliance Fresh, there is a MTR batter or ID batter, anything. Everything is ready-made available. So what you do? You just need to go buy that batter and make the idli. You understand what is the difference between programming language? So if you have to write your own function, if you have to write your own class, own object, if you have to own method, then it comes under a OOPS programming language or object-oriented programming language. If the function is already been defined, okay, then it comes under a functional programming. Now I'll say which is easy to write. OOPS is easy to write or functional programming is easy to write.
Functional program.
Functional programming is easy to write. Now we'll classify where my Python resides. Python is a functional programming or OOPS programming.
No.
Okay, functional. Anyone other than is my Python is a functional or oops?
Functional. I think it's both, but
Yes, that's the beauty of Python. Python resides here, both here. Python we can use as a functional programming. Python we can use as a object-oriented programming. Python you can use it. So let's say, for example, now I'll say if you have is a single person with two different characteristics. If you'll come back to your old age TV serial, you know there is a very famous TV serial that is known as Shaktiman. One time he will become Shaktiman, and other time he will become Gangadhar. So the same person with dual characteristics. So Python is that suitable programming language. If as per your requirement, if you will gonna use as a functional programming, it will go and sit. If you want go use as a object-oriented programming, if you want to no, no, I don't want to compromise with my security. I want to develop my own code. You can use as a OOPS concept or OOPS programming language. The first point is correct. Technical aspect, why Python is best, or any doubt, tell me. Now we are discussing why Python is best. Tell me, any doubt why Python is best on the technical aspect?
bit easy to write.
Easy to write, it's a both functional, it's a OOPS and all these things. Now, second thing is that, okay, tell me, in the current industry, open any job posting site, open any random job posting site. Okay, so just search a keyword. What is that keyword? Python. You will find every job, let's say for example, you are going to, maybe you are going to LinkedIn, you are going to Naukri, search how many jobs posting are there with related to your Python. You will find 99% of jobs, 99%, I'll say 95% of jobs in the current industry, they require Python. Correct? Correct? Yes, you
Right.
will find it. To prove that, you do your Googling, you go and search your YouTube. It's no need to define myself. Even if you will go and market analysis trend, so I have a ready-made chart. Go at this chart, you will find it everywhere in the Google. You will find which is the maximum job opening, Python, SQL, and Python. Correct? If you know these two things, Python and SQL, it's more than enough. So the second thing, why Python? Understand? Why Python? The first thing we discuss, it will be treated as a oops plus function. I'll write. Second thing is that 90% of jobs opening are there in 90% of jobs openings are there in Python. Correct. The third topic. Have you heard the fourth concept? Have you heard a term called as data engineering?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard a term data scientist?
Yes.
I'm not saying that you need to learn. Have you heard any one
Yes.
of your
Yes.
friends? Okay.
Yes.
So go and ask any of our friends or Google it. What is the programming language they are gonna use in data scientist? Which programming language we are using in as a data scientist?
Python.
Python?
R.
Okay.
R is
R.
for
R also.
I do agree. Python and R. R is for basically analytical purpose. Okay. Take it as Python and R. For data engineering,
I think it's
I do
Python.
agree. Python, R for DS. Okay. Okay. For data engineering, Python and Scala. I'll say, okay, whenever we will compare this R and Scala market, na, is 2%. Here it's 2%. R is a specific module they will gonna use. They will not gonna use everywhere. And Scala is already absolute. No one now currently using. If you'll say big data engineering, if I'm gonna say, even if other batches I'm covering big data engineering, okay, if you're gonna say big data engineering, previously Spark used to run on top of Scala, but now no one is giving. Okay, let's say for example, now you know, I'll give you example of Flipkart. Okay, you know guys, what is a Flipkart?
yeah.
What is a Flipkart? It's a e-commerce website. So let's say, for example, you are maybe I'm the person I search today some bat related to SG, some cricket bat. Okay. So tomorrow also I open. Okay, I search some cricket bat. Third day, you know what will happen? Some pop-up will push to my end. Okay. SG is on 70% off. Maybe Reebok bat is 70% off. Some offers will be applied. So what is this role? These roles are related for your data science related project, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So who will get this data? Who will give this data? You know, so the data engineers will provide the data to the data scientist, correct? Okay. Now I'm making you understand if for data science I am using Python. For data engineering, which language I will gonna use? Tell me.
Python.
Python. If I will
Cloud.
gonna use here R, here Scala, do you think I have to maintain two different server, two different kinds of developers? Every things is very critical here, very diverse here. Let's say, for example, if you are just think about in a perspective way, life example. Let's say, for example, your favorite food is chicken. Your father's favorite food is chicken. Your sister's favorite food is chicken. So what your mother will try to prepare on Sunday? You will go for chicken. Perfect. If you
Correct.
like eating idli, your father will say that I will go for mutton. Your sister will say I will go for paneer. Is this the task is easy for your mom? Because he has to
No.
prepare three different dishes, correct? One time idli, one time mutton, one time paneer. But if all you three agree that I will eat chicken, Don't, which one is easy? Making one dish chicken for your mom is easy, or making three different dishes for three different people is easy? Tell me.
Yeah. One common dish.
One common dish. Perfect. The same thing applies here. If I am a product-based company, if I am a very good product-based company, I'm applying my ML model or machine learning model, data science model, or data science project on top of some data set. What I'll prefer? I'll go for a common programming language for data engineering and data science, or I'll go for a number of language. I'll go R, I'll go Scala, which is you think? I'll go preferably go for a common programming language. I'll maintain a single server, which is best for me. Do you agree?
Yes.
This is the main cause why, even if other programming language are there, people are choosing to go for a single programming language that is giving 90% of job opportunity in the current market. It's not 90%. I will challenge that it will be more than 95%. Okay. Understand why we are using Python? Or
Yeah.
any doubt?
Hadoop is also there, right? Hadoop, I don't know where does it fit in.
It's a database.
Okay. Okay. Let me show you that handy. If you are gonna say Hadoop is not a programming language. Hadoop is a framework. Hadoop is a framework where
Okay.
different programming language you will see. This is a Hadoop framework. Okay. I can't, this is a altogether different thing. You can say, let's say, for example, Hadoop and Spark. This is a Hadoop framework. This is a Spark framework. But how to use a framework? Let's say, for example, I will say that, how can I give you a better example? Okay. Let's say, for example, um, uh, okay. Let's say, for example, I will take a movie. Okay, who are the characters? Hero are the characters, heroine are the characters. Similarly, this is a framework where big data related problem statement will gonna help. But by using which programming language? Python. Okay, let's say for example, I will give you one more technical example. Let's say for example, you know, Oracle is a database. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Oracle is a database. MySQL is also a database. Sybase
Yeah.
is also a database. SQL Server is a database. But what is the common language? Tell me. What is the common language to access all these DB? Can I write SQL, structured query language?
Yeah.
One.
Yes.
Yeah.
Similarly, these big data related framework, these are framework. So to access all these framework, you require a programming language. That's what on the starting of the classes I emphasize. You require a programming language to write to benefit from that framework. Which is that programming language? Python. Yes. For
Python.
data engineering, if you remember here also I have written for data engineering, you can also take the functionality of Scala as well. But I'll not choose it Scala, correct? So for Spark, if you remember, okay, let me go to this PPT. If you go to this one, Spark can be used in four different programming language: Java, Python, R, and Scala. But preferably Python. Understand or any doubt on this
Okay.
point? Okay, this is data engineering is altogether different thing. Once you will understand the Python, okay, once you understand Python and its reliable concept, then we'll jump into your data engineering. Okay, so any problem where you are eyeing for or where you are looking for, Python is a best. Python is the best suit. I'll not say best suit. It is a mandatory now in the industry. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. If no doubt, can I jump into the second part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So guys, you know how many types of data types? Okay. So let me give you an example. Whenever you are, let's say for example, I'll say that now we'll start learning. Maybe I'll start say, from tomorrow we'll start learning a language that is known as French language. So the first and foremost thing, what is the definition of a programming language? Can anyone tell me what is the definition of a programming language?
Work as a translator, right? Between human and machine.
Perfect. Programming language is a communication path or a translator, you can say, between human to machine, correct? Okay. Whatever it may be, whether it's C, C++, everything, it's a communication between language. As if I am talking to you, or I am sharing my knowledge to you, or I am communicating with you, in which language? I'm using a English as a communication medium, or English as a language. If a human wants to communicate with a machine, he will use, or she gonna use a programming language that is known as your any programming language. This is called as a programming language. Okay. So for learning a language, what is the first step? Tell me. If I am gonna say that from tomorrow onwards, we will gonna discuss in French. So first, which beats and buckets you want to learn? Whether you need to learn alphabets, correct? Then you
Yeah.
will understand the word structure. Then you will form a sentence. Agree?
Yes.
First alphabets, then words, then will form a sentence. Similarly, in any programming language, whether it is SQL, whether it's Python, whether it's object-oriented programming language, functional programming language, the first basic block is a which one? Is a
Algorithm
data types.
data types.
Data types, nothing but your, you can say kind of a alphabet. In writing ALPH. Okay, just synonymous. Okay. Then the second words, what I will say that words. Words is nothing but your keywords. Here you also in SQL, you know, keywords. You heard a term, keywords?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, these are words. The third thing, what I said is a, and third thing is a sentence, correct? Sentence is nothing but functions. Predefined function. I'll write here predefined, obvious. Oops, as well as system function. I'll say what is a system function, what is a predefined function, what is a oops function. Okay. Can I write? Is nothing but your sentence kind of thing. Correct?
Yeah.
Then you will say that your, if I'll write functions, then I'll get whole program. Program is nothing but your communication or your full phrase or your essay type of. Understand? Got it, guys? So the first thing which we will understand, a data types, then keywords, then oops or system function, then program. Okay. Now we'll understand these are the learning curve. First we'll understand data types, then keyword, then oops, then program. Now everyone will say that okay, for communication purposes, if I understand, I require a person to communicate. Similarly, where I'll gonna apply my Python knowledge or where I'll write my Python code to communicate my system. So for that, you require a computer. Am I correct? At
Yes.
least you require a computer. With what you require? With necessary softwares. Agree?
Yeah.
Correct.
For communicating with a person, you require a person and a communication language. Similarly, you require a computer and with a person, or you can say, I require a lab with a software. So what is the software? Anyone knows what is the software required to learn Python?
Python.
Perfect. You require Python as a Python. So go and type Python. Simple. In the Google, one type Python. The first page you will understand python.org. What do you mean by python.org? Is the
Oh,
tool where? Okay. Now you say Python download. You can say download Python. So what is the current version? So I'll make you understand how to install and all this thing. But this is what the software download Python, and what else there are Anaconda, there are all these things are there. But at this moment, don't focus on this part. But I'm making sure that the first and foremost thing is that you require a Python software, and that should be installed inside your system. Perfect, guys? Understand?
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say for example, I'll say that my system is not that much robust or not that much configurable ready. But I need to practice Python as well. Let's say, for example, one day your friend is not there, to whom with you will communicate. I'll say that you need to communicate with someone, but that moment your friend is not there or he is in sick leave or something. Okay. Now, but you want to communicate. Can you communicate by your own or can you talk to someone else? For that also, if you guys remember, if you guys are not sure, I'm not sure, but there is some terminology evolving around in the industry. What is that? Cloud. Have you heard the term cloud?
Yes.
Okay. Can I practice my code inside my cloud?
Yes.
Yes, I can. I'll give you an interpreter. What do you mean by interpreter? Where you usually run the code. Okay, that is called as an interpreter or a software. So can I practice inside the Python inside my cloud? Yes, I'll give a framework because in the real industry, do you think? Yes, yes. Earlier it was. Now also people are using on premises. But if I would have a cloud knowledge, do you think that makes more sense? That that will be added advantage for you. Some cloud knowledge. Yes,
Yes.
we're gonna see how we can install or how we're gonna use cloud as a Python interpreter. Correct? Okay. So this is what about your software. I'm gonna help you out how to install the software. But for that, the prerequisites I'm saying you need to have at least a laptop. Without laptop, you cannot. So why I'm focusing is more on that part. So let's say, for example, I do think you people are here. There might be two conditions. The first condition are people are here. If he is a fresher, he wants a entry into the job. Agree? If you are an experienced person, you need a switch or inside company more salary. This is the utmost two condition. Correct? For fresher, he requires a job. For experienced people, he requires more money. People will say that I will learn. Do you think are you here for learning? No, you are here for earning money. I'll directly say. No one is here for learning. If you want to learn, you can learn other language because people are here to earn money. Correct? You will learn, then you will switch or you will demand more salary. Correct? Okay. For either getting into a job or learning money, there should be a collaboration effect from you and me. So what is that? I can give you or I can feed you up to 50%, but at least you require 50% effort from your end to test day-to-day code. Agree? That's why I simply say that you require a laptop to practice the code. Correct?
Yeah.
Guys, agree with me?
Correct.
Yes.
If you are thinking that I will feed 100%, that is no one in the world can, even if Bhagavan cannot give you. I'll say that is a clear statement from my end. You require 50% effort from my end. If you are thinking that he will give, say, everything, I will just listen like a movie. At the end of the day, I will get 20 lakhs package. Then, guys, sorry, it won't never work out. Simple. It will never work out. Don't waste your time as well. Because for me, I will get a money. Be frank enough. I'll complete the course, I will get a money. But for you, it's not work out. So at
Yeah.
least that's what I said. Don't think about the configuration. Don't think about which software I will install. Whether I have 4 GB, 8 GB, 10 GB, these are not. Because if you don't have a 4 GB, 6 GB RAM also, that's why there is a cloud environment where you can practice. Or there are a number of website I'll give you where you can log in and simple practice your Python. For that, you require a computer. A simple computer, 2 GB RAM is enough. Understand the configuration or any doubt on this part?
Yeah. So on an average, how much time will be, how much time we need to put in for the remaining 50% you said?
I'll say 1 hour my classes, 1 hour practice is more than enough. More than enough. But that should be
Okay.
dedication practice. At least
Okay.
every day here and there will. So, let's give me a second. Sorry. 1 hour of classes, daily classes, and 1 hour of practice. That is more than enough.
Okay.
30 minutes is also enough. People won't do that. Be frank enough. People won't do that. 30 minutes of practice is more than enough.
Okay.
Even if I'll show you, okay. You guys know what is an anaconda? Maybe if
It's
not,
kind of interpreter, right? Sorry. Like
is
we have a
okay. If
VS,
there
we
is
have a VS installed.
VS Code is there, okay. If you, but we'll gonna cover everything in the Jupyter notebook. Nowadays,
Okay.
why Jupyter? Jupyter notebook is the best interactive cell, or you can say workbook or notebook in the real field. Okay. So what will gonna happen? Let's say, for example, okay. I'm just taking a simple, okay. Let's say, for example, tuple something. Okay, I will gonna give you this code. Every codes are with me. So what I'm asking you, just go and run that code. You will understand what is there, what is not there. Why? Because you can play around. Okay, every every function or predefined function comes up with a number of combination. Okay, if I'll remove this code, what will happen? If I'll remove this color, what will happen? Every aspect you have to practice and you have to understand. That's right. But don't worry about the code. Code is with me, but it's all about to run it and test it, whether the output is coming or not. Perfect.
Okay. So you want us to download Anaconda, right?
I'll guide you. So by the class will begin, I'll guide you what are the software you require and what are the things you require. At this moment, please don't do anything. First, we'll run our code in the Python ideally. Then slowly we'll move to Anaconda. Okay,
Okay.
and we'll make use of the Jupyter notebook. Perfect. Or any doubt on this part?
That's fine.
Okay. If not, from tomorrow session, we'll start the first building blocks. What is the your data types? Okay. What are the different data types? How to make use of the data types? From the tomorrow session, we'll start. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. If
So
you have
So
any specific doubt, you can ask me. If not,
can
we can talk about.
can you go through course means the syllabus today what we gonna learn in this session
Means as a whole. Okay.
as a whole? Yeah.
Okay. Let me write it. Let me open. The
You can
first thing
show
is,
yeah, if you want you can show us in that list.
I think documentation. I think somewhere. Okay. If you want to give an overview, let me. I don't. Okay. So you can say. Okay. Uh, So a programming language, basically, from my perspective, maybe it will differ from your person to person. Okay. So for, as per my understanding, I divided the Python into two types. What is the one is core, another is your advanced Python. Okay. So inside your core Python, what are the topics we will gonna cover? We'll gonna cover data types, keyword, then oops concept. Oops concept means it will come if all the conditional blocks, all the loops. Then we'll gonna loops, while, do while, and all these things. Then inside your functional programming, everything will gonna come. Okay. After that, whenever we'll go to oops concept, we'll cover class, function, method, and
Variable.
yeah, variable. Anyhow, it will come as a fast. Okay.
Okay.
Before coming to oops also, here in data types, then we'll cover variable. Okay. Variables. Okay. Let me, and one more topic. Okay.
Method.
And, then in advanced Python, we'll cover pandas. You know, heard it up, called as pandas.
No.
Okay. This is the advanced. This is more specifically for data engineering and a DS module. I'll gonna give this one. Okay. Pandas, just Google it, you will find it. Okay. Don't think that it's a different, altogether different topic. After you cover everything, then we will jump into the pandas. Pandas is a module of Python, you can say. Okay. So this is what the course curriculum. If you want exactly leaflet kind of thing, you can work with the coordination team. They will give you. They
No,
have a
they give me the leaflet.
Mhm.
So in that they mention about data science and machine learning as well. So are you gonna help with that as well?
Yeah, this is the module. I think this is the module they are focusing on.
Okay.
But data science machine learning is a altogether different topic. Right? Yeah, I'll gonna give you the Python required for the data science. That is
Yeah,
pandas. Yeah,
yeah.
Python required. Not linear learning, algebraic learning. That part is data science itself is a 3 months, 4 month process. Correct. Yeah. So
What
we'll
in
yeah,
the in the course content they told Python, then control statement, loops,
yeah.
then string, multiprocessing, multi-threading, file operations, modules
Okay.
package,
Yeah.
Lambda,
Lambda. Yeah.
and memory management,
Okay.
garbage collector in Python.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. That will be
I can forward you the content if you want.
sure, sure. I'm not sure on the content part what they have given, but maximum things we're gonna cover. Whatever you will say that everything I'm gonna cover. Till now,
And
whatever you do.
data science libraries, they mention three:
Yeah,
NumPy,
yeah.
Panda, and Matplotlib, Skippy.
Okay, matplotlib. Okay. Pandas and NumPy we're gonna cover.
Okay.
Okay. Matplotlib, for that you require data science. Okay. You require data science knowledge, but pandas and NumPy I will cover.
So, Anvesh, so me and Hardik both are here working full time in one IT company, okay? And we both are in managerial positions. So we are more interested in data science. So that's why, like, we thought like initial we need a Python in order to go in the data science thing. So our main goal is to go in a data science thing.
Okay. Yeah, but guys, what you require first, you need to you understand how this thing works. Then you will gonna use Panda this part
Okay.
because it's a kind of what I will gonna say. These are the building blocks. Any data science programming or data engineering programming, if you jump into these data types, okay, I'll say these data types all will be make use the simple least. This is the programming language. This is the simple data types you required in all programming related to your data sets. And the second thing is the lambda function. These are the two.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
unless until you know all this concept, you cannot jump into here.
No, no, no. We
Anything.
want to go through from scratch only. We know few stuffs, but I don't want to assume that. So we'll go from scratch. But once we finish this thing, I think we will come back to you for data science as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
If no specific doubt, we can drop off for the day.
Yeah, Shravan, you have any doubt?
No, no, all good.
Thanks.
Thank you.